E3 Media.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Talking Through the Medias. I am your host, Chris Fagan, and joining me today, once again, back for his triumphant return, is Robert Reed. Hey buddy, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. It's glad to be back after a short hiatus there.
Yep. Mr. International here, but we're back and we are ready to go over today's topic. Like I said, we usually go through what's trending over the week, and we cover those things. We also talk about movies and all related topics. So if you guys want to join us into the discussion of today's topic, we're going to be diving deep into the Superman trailer, since that is what everybody is going crazy about and what the internet is exploding over. So the Superman trailer dropped. James Gunn, the new DCU, is getting ready to start off, and I guess let's just kind of just do things like we're going to break down the trailer, give our thoughts. We're going to talk about what you guys are talking about. So if you guys want to like, subscribe, hit the notifications, and let us know what you guys think on the topic on Superman, on Mr. Cornsweet. That's his last name, I believe, right? David Cornsweet is the actor's name. What do you think about the new look? What do you think about the direction? Your rumors? Anything you've heard you want to talk about? Share it with us, and like I always say, let's keep talking. So, without further ado, guys, let's get right into it. So, one of the first thing, okay, the trailer. The trailer just dropped, Superman trailer. So this came in from I believe it was Variety, where they said the Superman trailer was the most viewed in history out of any movie in DC or Warner Brothers history. Like I think right now it's above like 250 million views. It's getting close to, maybe by now it's over at a grand total. I'm thinking between other platforms and whatnot, a grand total of that much. Or maybe it's just on one. Maybe it's just YouTube. But that's the number according to Variety, that it's over 300 or close to 300 million views. When you saw it, we're not going to give our review yet, but what do you think about that news? Like it's hitting that height right now.
Well, the timing is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, as far as the content on trailers and new movie announcements, it's a good time.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't any major blockbusters to compete with. So everyone's right now, it's in the holidays. Everyone's kind of a lot of people are off work, and everybody's looking for content on their social media or stuff to watch.
Right.
So I'm not surprised that it really blew up. It was really good marketing timing to drop this.
I heard
very, very intelligent, purposeful timing to drop this trailer around this time in the holidays. They know it's going to get a lot of attention. It's going to get a lot of exposure, like you see it is blowing up, exposure wise. So I think it was a great decision on their part.
Yeah, I heard that what people assumed what would happen would be like this trailer would drop at the Super Bowl. That might have been the best time, but because the movie is like 6-7 months out, and I know we've gone through situations where some movies you can drop a trailer like a year before it comes out, and it won't matter. I mean, people will still be excited. You want to grab that attention at buzz as fast as possible. Other people feel like, no, you want to get that energy as close to the release as possible. You have any thoughts one way or the other? What do you think is a better marketing strategy, or does it depend on the movie?
I think you want to prime the audience a little bit first.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they do teasers,
Mm-hmm.
That's tried and tested. You prime the audience a little bit, and you slowly build that fervor over time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think getting it out in the public early, and creating that fervor early,
Mm-hmm.
can only help your dollar signs and when you go to release.
Right. Right. I believe, it probably depends on the film. It also depends on the franchise, but we're in a situation where the DCU is trying to rebuild after what's considered the failure of the DCEU. And we're going to get into it a little bit later, but I've always said this, especially with Star Wars. It's always funny how people try to rewrite history. It's like right now, the bring back the Snyderverse buzz is back again. Henry Cavill, the love, and the greatest of all time. But I'll remind you guys of what was said during his running as Superman when Man of Steel first came. I'll quickly remind you guys, but we'll get into that a little bit later. But it was, like I said, it was from Variety that the news that this was one of the most highest viewed trailers of Warner Brothers in DC history. So the live action introduction to the new DC universe got off to a massive start, according to James Gunn. The filmmaker announced on his social media platform Friday that the Superman teaser trailer was viewed over, it was 250 million times in the first day. Like, whoa. He says, crypto really did take us home with over 250 million views and a million social posts. Superman is officially the most viewed and the most talked about trailer in the history of both DC and Warner Brothers, Gunn wrote. This is because of all of you, he says. You were incredibly grateful and most of all excited to share in this movie. In this movie with you. And I'm sorry, he says, we're excited to share the movie with you this July. Happy holidays. He then later continued on to say, according to Gunn, the Superman teaser views blew many of this year's studio's tent poles out of the water. The first Joker, For All I Do trailer launched with 167 million views in the first 24 hours. For instance, while Inside Out 2, the highest grossing movie of the year, with 1.6 billion worldwide at the box office, launched this trailer at 157 million views. Marvel's Deadpool and Wolverine trailer still holds the record for the biggest trailer launch of all time, with 365 million views. So biggest for DC, but about 100 so million below Deadpool and Wolverine, and I feel like it's because the DCU is on that rebuild phase. Like, this is
I think it built a lot. I mean, the Deadpool fervor stayed active for a long time.
Yeah.
So I think they definitely rode on a lot of that popularity. Mm-hmm. Where this, like you mentioned, this is a restart.
Yeah.
So they're not necessarily. They're not building on all that previous fervor as much, I think, as Deadpool did.
Yeah.
One thing that I also noticed a lot about, they got a lot of attention on this trailer, mm-hmm. was the score.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Was it the guitar?
A lot of people commented on the score, mm-hmm. and I believe that the score is available for download now.
Oh, is it?
I think so.
Okay.
Because I had several friends that were posting about it saying this score is amazing. Mm-hmm. So that obviously caught a lot of audience just in listening to the music and stuff that was on the score.
But we all know that James Gunn is known for his soundtrack. If he brings any of the passion, the spirit from what that he did with Marvel, with Guardians of the Galaxy, we might be in for a mega soundtrack. This could be one of the best soundtracks for a Superman movie. And I love the Man of Steel soundtrack. I love the scores from Man of Steel. And obviously, of course, the original, the Christopher Reeve classic. You're never going to top that, but you can get damn close. You could. I'm sure James Gunn's got something special for. So yeah, I didn't even think about that. But then I see like Ricky Buzz. I see you guys in the comment section. We're like during the third act of the show, we're gonna get into your guys' comments and whatnot. So sit tight. We will. Don't think we're ignoring you. I'm gonna catch up to your guys' comments real soon. Let's see. Let me continue on real fast with what came from Variety. We're embracing all of Superman's mythology. Gunn told Variety about the movie. He has friends who are other superheroes. He has people he doesn't get along with as well as with other superheroes. He has a lot. Let's see if I can continue. Things that we love from Superman, from the Superman comics that we haven't been able to see as much in the film media, and definitely haven't been able to see in a grounded way, which is what I hope to achieve. What do you think about these quotes, this from James Gunn himself about the upcoming Superman?
Let's go to the grounded question, the part where he referenced a grounded character. So one thing that James Gunn really excels at is he knows how to connect with his audience.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. And in a really emotional way that doesn't come off as rushed or inconsiderate or just, abrasive to the audience.
Right.
So he manages really well on how to time those interactions and time those emotional moments to where you really reels in a lot of the audience. So I think him doing that in this role is going to be a definite deviation from what we see in the Snyderverse. And I think some of the original feel of some of the original characters will be more comic book-esque. And I think that's going to hit people in their nostalgic heartstrings, for some of these characters that haven't been previously introduced. And some of the super fans of some of these obscure characters are really going to be getting the content that they're looking for, of course. Right. So, I think that makes perfectly good sense to me, and I think they're really going to be able to excel with that.
After watching the trailer, I remember thinking, and I know we're gonna get into a breakdown of the trailer in a minute, but one of the things that I thought about was it felt to me as that James Gunn was trying to respond to what fans have complained about every Superman iteration, whether from Christopher Reeves to the TV series to the current Man of Steel. I feel like he was trying to respond to and like pick and choose everything that worked from Christopher Reeve's Superman, everything that like the hope and the feel of it. Hey, Corn Sweat and Christopher Reeves are the tallest Superman we've ever had. They're both 6'4". They are the tallest. He's matched. So we got that Christopher Reeve's height at least, right? Yeah. The epic fights from the Man of Steel. Like say what you want to say about Man of Steel or the Snyderverse, if you love it or hate it. Those fight scenes were awesome. So I have a feeling that James, because we've seen him do it with other properties like Guardians of the Galaxy. I think the action is coming. What made me smile was I was like, you know what, the common criticism of a modern day Superman was the making fun of the underwear thing, right? Like wearing the underwear outside the suit. We don't need that anymore. That's too it's outdated. James Gunn is gonna make the underwear cool. Watch. It's gonna, because the second there was a scene in the trailer, and we're about to go over it now. I didn't care that outdated underwear was like he was a WWE 80s wrestler again. I didn't care. It was cool. He made it cool. I'm going to wear my underwear outside of my. We'll get into why in a little bit. But guys, let us know what you guys think about this this article that came out in Variety, what James Gunn had to say about a more grounded Superman, what he plans to bring to the table with this DCU reboot. I'm excited about it, but let us know what you guys think about it. And like I always say, let's keep talking. And all right, let's move on to breaking down or getting the reaction for the Superman trailer. So I saw the trailer. Like I said, we saw the trailer, and I think I was at work when I saw it. I snuck around and I'm not even supposed to have my phone out, but I was like, fuck that, I'm watching this. I'm like, fuck this machine. I'm gonna watch this trailer. And one of the things that stood out to me was that the joke about how could people be fooled that Clark Kent isn't Superman, right? The same height, same muscle, bone structure, facial female, same build and everything. I know he hunches and all that, tries to make himself look smaller than he is, but come on, it's obvious. Those glasses aren't fooling anybody. But for some reason, I don't know if it's the slick hair versus the curly hair, maybe that worked, but for some reason, I could see people being fooled. I looked at the way he looked and the way he looked at Superman and as Clark. I'm like, those are two different people without the glasses. But that was the one thing that stood out on me. But overall, I loved this trailer. It felt like I was I got the same hopeful feeling and the excitement that I would get out of a Christopher Reeves movie. I felt like I was getting the same action, like I said, he's picking what works from all the other movies, and he's bringing his James Gunniness into it. I felt like there's going to be plenty of action. When that kaiju showed up, I was like, oh, that's a very James Gunn thing. Like what was it, Starro? I was like, of course that kaiju is in there, right? But I was like, this I feel like he's gonna answer a lot of critics that have criticized past versions of Superman. I feel like he's gonna. It feels like for the first time in a long time that comic book is going to come to light. Like somebody sprinkle, like Merlin put a magic spell over a Superman comic book and brought it to life, and I feel like that's the feeling that we got, and I loved it. What did you think overall?
A couple of scenes that really stuck out to me.
Mm-hmm.
The scene where I guess he was Clark Kent, and he's like, and you could tell he's probably in the Daily Planet. He's at his little desk or whatever, working, and you see where you talked about that stark difference between Clark Kent and Superman.
Mm-hmm.
You see real quick in that shortcut scene, you see some mannerisms, some body posture, some movement, and all of those little moments of him seeming very anxious and nerdy felt very real, felt very normal, approachable, and felt like they lived in that character.
Right.
So I think this guy's really going to nail the differences in, just the body posture, the tics, all of the confidence of Superman versus, the insecurities and stuff of Clark Kent.
Yeah.
And I think we're really going to get to see a lot of that. The couple of short glimpses that we got to see of Lex, I'm excited about that as well. I like that actor. I think he does a really good job. And I think
Holt, right? Yeah, I think it was that same. Yeah,
and I think for him to play a psychotic genius like Lex, I think will be an interesting role for him to play. And I think it will definitely be able to bring in some of those darker moments that are going to be needed to kind of balance out the film with some of the lightheartedness of some of the characters and some of the action and stuff. So I'm super excited about that. And I think, there again with James Gunn, he knows how to connect with his audience.
Yeah. And
I think his vision to get the correct nostalgic feel of this comic book world, I think he's very successful at portraying that in a successful way, in an intelligent way that will resonate with the audience. And I think he'll be able to do really well with it.
Yeah.
There's some of the characters that I don't know a whole lot of background with, but one of the ones that I know is going to really blow people away, Krypto.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know when Krypto shows up on screen, especially for the licensing and marketing guys, that just says dollar signs.
Yeah, he's gonna be this movie's baby Yoda. I'm telling you, it's gonna clean up in Walmart. And they're gonna love it.
Yes, you're gonna see Krypto licensing and Krypto stuff everywhere. If they don't have a stuffed Krypto for a popcorn bucket, I don't know what they think they're gonna do. But
and before we break down the trailer real fast, just speaking on Krypto real fast, what the difference between what the animated movie that just came out with The Rock doing the voice of Krypto, was like there was a Krypto the dog animated movie, and that was a funny movie. Who was it? Was Kevin Hart one of the voices of one of the dogs as well? But I believe The Rock was the voice of Krypto, if not, or was he the voice of Superman? I can't remember. But the Krypto was that it was the typical big tough looking dog like the very big dog, but in this direction he went cute and fuzzy. And I don't think it was because he is the studio. I don't think it was because the studio was like, we need to have a gimmick to sell, like you said, sell. I think he wanted it because why not? I'm like why does Krypto have to be why can't he be like an approachable looking, lovable dog? I would still love, because I believe Krypto is known for being a menace. Like since he's a dog, he's sometimes more trouble than he is helpful. But then in the end, he wins over the people. The people hate him at first, but then he wins them over. But I'm hoping we get that. It's like I hope that Krypto makes a couple of missteps, causes some damage, and pisses maybe that's why that guy was so pissed off. Or keep your dog under control or something like that. Right? Yeah,
but throwing the beer can in.
I think maybe that was the situation. But okay, but let's get into the breakdown of the trailer, because we can go on how we felt. We loved it. I love that trailer, and I can't wait till this movie comes out. But let's break the trailer down real quick. So this is the official Superman breakdown, a trailer breakdown for Talking Through the Media. So, okay. Oh, let me switch the camera here. All right. Starting off with, right off the bat, right in that snow, Superman getting his butt whooped, it looks like. I don't know. I didn't know what to think when I first saw it. I was like, I didn't expect it, because usually these trailers start off with that soft music, and you see a light shine in the distance and everything, and stuff like a little kid maybe realizing that he's stronger than his parents and doesn't have to be grounded anymore, or something like that, right? Like something funny happens in school or something. But no, starts off, no, Superman just got his ass kicked right off the bat. Like, what the hell? He's in trouble. And I was like, whoa. Like, what is? I was like, that blew my mind. I'm like, because we don't see it often, and it's in there, and these movies are criticized. I mean, Superman's too godlike. What really can hurt him, and it's not really, like you said, like approachable, believable, and whatnot. I think James Gunn is going to go that route. No, okay, I'm only going to introduce things that can really be a threat to Superman, and if they're a threat to Superman, they are a huge threat to the planet. Like this scene opening up. What do you think about it?
I think we saw a lot of the Man of Steel, the Cavill stuff where he seemed very just invulnerable and very kind of over the top. I think giving him a little bit more in sense of a word, humanity, I think will resonate a little bit better with the audience. In this clip, you see it looks like he's coming from orbit.
No, you think?
Yeah, from the
just like he landed just from space.
Or it didn't look like he landed. It looked like he got. Looked like something like
something landed him.
Waylaid him, and he in turn went through the atmosphere and face planted on the planet.
Yeah.
I mean, it automatically does. It's smart for an opening scene, because it's going to give you that. That carrying moment of like, oh, he's hurt, an intensity, and a little bit of a shock and awe there from the first scene of seeing, oh, what, Superman's hurt.
Yeah, he's bleeding. What could have done this? What the hell did he go? He had
and the purposeful showing of a little bit of blood. Yeah, on that is definitely impactful.
Something that's very rare in a Superman movie. Blood. Yes. So that was a shock for the shock. He got our attention. Yeah, and then it instantly cut to Clark Kent, which brought up a. And I know we're going to get into the rumors part of the show a little bit in a minute, but it brought up a theory that what if this movie plays the way this kind of like this trailer played, where it's like it's not really in like what's the word, sequence, like there's going to be constant flashbacks and like or it's in the timeline will be out of order kind of a thing for the most part or whatnot. It's constant conversations that lead into flashbacks of what this conversation really is about, kind of a thing. Like what do you think that it's possible that like the way this trailer jarred us out, Superman being hurt, to instantly we cut to him I'm assuming him thinking about how the day began or something like that. Like, when you think the movie will play like that? I forgot the word that it was used, but
you can definitely see in the trailer what does look like some time skippage.
Yeah.
So you see him where he looks a little bit younger, and you see some scenes where he looks a little bit older. Yeah. I do believe we are going to see some time skippage. In the image you see on screen there, one of the things I did want to touch on, this guy, I mean, Cavill's got a huge audience. He's definitely a lot of eye candy for the ladies.
Yeah, especially when he built that computer. Yeah.
And this guy, I think, has a very almost like Brandon Routh.
Yeah.
When he did Superman, he's just got that look. More like almost like the Christopher Reeve look. Where he just.
That Boy Scout. I'm having a swell day, Lois. Like kind of a
yes. And I think when you look at this guy, he's really doing really well with that. In a way,
reminds me of how Tobey Maguire nailed that 1970s version, 60s version of Spider-Man, kind of a thing.
Yeah, and or Cavill has more of that chiseled look and that big jaw. This guy is still has some of those attributes, but he feels a little bit more. More down to earth.
Mm-hmm. Like you said, approachable, yeah,
approachable and a little bit more down to earth.
Yeah, he and this is him heading. He's heading to work. He's cutting through the traffic and getting to, I guess, to the Daily Planet. Obviously, maybe he's late. Maybe he just got through saving the day somewhere else, right? But then it comes back. So it's making me wonder. Like, okay, so is this the marketing just like maybe this scene, maybe it just plays out where he crashes and he just, he calls the dog and he just all plays out. But according to the trailer is making me think, now he's thinking about his life, like hey, my name is Clark and my life is kind of crazy, kind of a thing. Like I'm wondering, is that how it's going to play out? Like, how did we get here? Well, first I started the day off, just going to work. Next thing you know, I'm fighting a kaiju monster or something like that. But I don't know. But then the moment comes when he and it zooms in, it pans in a little closer. Then we have this shot right here of the Daily Planet, and I'm wondering what type of Daily Planet we're going to get. I mean, is it going to be like modern? Are we still using newspapers? Is it more of a digital outlet now to reflect modern world, or is it going to be old school newspapers and whatnot? I'm looking at the scene, I'm like, what was going on behind? Obviously James Gunn wasn't revealing much, but there's something happening on those screens, and I'm thinking that it has something to do with the overall plot of what the movie and what we saw a little bit in this trailer, but just this shot right here of the workplace of the Daily Planet, I thought I liked it. It feels like the Daily Planet. I don't know what I mean by that. I'm like, it feels like what the Daily Planet probably should look like. I love the Christopher Reeves one. I love the one where all the desks were very close together. And everybody was working their asses off, and and that felt like an office space. That felt legit. But this feels like a Metropolis, because Metropolis is supposed to be like a very modern, futuristic type of city, of a version of like a New York. And this feels like what a Metropolis. I don't know. It's just setting the tone of what we're going to get with this Metropolis. I don't know if that makes sense, but I like this shot overall. But moving on real fast. I don't know if you have anything to add about.
I do like that. Well, just to ask, do you remember anything about what the inside of the Daily Planet looked at from the Men of Steel movies?
I remember that it felt grittier, like it was like a dying paper. I don't know why. Maybe it was just the lighting. I don't know what it was, but Perry White, being all grumpy about Lois not going over budget was kind of funny to me. The one thing I loved about Snyder's Daily Planet was Perry White. He was what I loved about the Daily Planet. The whole epic line of, breaking news, water wet, like that. Like he was great. I had no real feel. Just like with Brandon Routh's Superman, I didn't feel anything about that version of Metropolis or the Daily Planet. I felt it with Christopher Reeves. I felt it with Perry White in Man of Steel, but overall, I didn't feel. I don't know. There's some TV show versions where I loved the dynamic in the office with the Daily Planet.
Just these couple of seconds of footage here that Gunn has put in. He's so wise with what he does with some of his screen work. He's using this opportunity to really bring you into the correct feel and atmosphere of the Daily Planet. I really enjoy the way he's done that, nice, subtly, cleanly, and it's just those couple of seconds just really, make you feel at home in that world.
That is a very successful and thriving new outlet right there. That you can tell that they're the number one paper right now. You can see tell
there's a lot of hustle and bustle in there. They are, it's organized chaos and everybody is super busy. Yeah. And he
runs a tight ship. That Perry still runs a tight ship. You can see it. And then it leads into the first shot of our Lois Lane. I'm forgetting her name right now, but from the marvelous Miss Maisel, and I love her. I've seen her in She was great in the Netflix series House of Cards. She was awesome in the Marvelous Miss Maisel, and I was happy when she was picked. Like you said, like that shot right there, like what you just said about the hustle. I can see it in her eyes. Like she's she's on it. Like I don't know. I feel like just from this trailer alone, I feel like I can feel the hustle and bustle from the Daily Planet right here.
Yeah, and she was always meant to be a go-getter and a alpha female, where she was used to doing what she wanted to do, because that's Lois. That's Lois.
That's Lois. Yeah. So yeah, the look of the Office Space, the look of Lois, it looks good right there. I've got some arrows in this one. We got our first shot of Jimmy right there to the right. We got what's going on. Like I said, I'm curious what I feel like what's being shown on these screens is going to be very crucial with what's going to happen throughout this movie. But yeah, we got another angle of the Daily Planet. There's that visual right there, what you just said about how Corn Sweat, how he portrays himself as Clark. He's still, like I say, he's hunched over. He's very he's got the mannerisms down. He's doing, and to me, feel like he's gonna crush it.
Yep. And you never got that from the Man of Steel. Cavill didn't really.
He was too cool.
Yeah, you didn't have those moments, where he really showed off the nerdy, the posture stuff. 'Cause that guy doesn't know how to slouch.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, Henry Cavill is more nerdy than his Clark Kent. It was weird. It was like, it's funny. Like, it was funny. He was able to do it in real life, be a geek and be a nerd. But for some reason, Snyder had him. It was almost reminded me of Andrew Garfield's version of Spider-Man. He was more of a cool skateboarding version of me. He's still smart, still can do everything else, but he was more hip. It was more hip. What was the next one? Next scene that came up. Then we get a shot of Pa Kent, and I have a theory about this, about why we see Pa Kent but we don't see Ma. What if they flipped it? What if she dies? Martha dies first. Hey, it'll get rid of that whole, why did you say that name?
That would be nice. That would be a funny jab, actually. Yeah. A little funny little inside jab. I like that.
But I'm wondering, I'm like, we because we all know, because Spider-Man, like, going back to Spider-Man, they did it. For the last Spider-Man movie, they had Aunt May be the one to say, with great power comes great responsibility, and it fit, because we never got Uncle Ben, we never got him in that. So what if we never see Martha? What if we're only focused on, and I'll pull up the cast a little bit later, but the actor that they got, I've been happy with every Pa Kent that we've had on screen, but I'm really excited that we got an actor that comes off as just I buy this guy being from Kansas. I mean, the Man of Steel. What's his name from Kevin Costner? That was it. I bought him because for Yellowstone, you buy him as a farmer, but he's still Kevin Costner. You can see the dude's got movie star looks. Yeah. The actor that they got now. It feels like they got a guy who, I'm telling you, this guy volunteers at the church and all that. So I can see it. I can see they got a regular dude.
Those moments, that actor that automatically gives you that feel of like this feels like my grandfather.
Yeah, uncle. Yeah.
This is the guy that you can associate with, and this is the guy that you automatically feel that connection with.
Exactly.
Agreed.
I feel I'm really curious what they're gonna do. Then we go back. Again, it's we're back to that in the snow. We got a little closer look at Crypto. You were right. Look, that's a plush toy. That's money right there. Look how cute that dog is.
Hashtag cryptocurrency.
Crypto. There you go. For all you Wall Street bros out there, this is gonna break the bank. This is currency right there. You're right. That dog is adorable. I don't need Crypto to be, because he's already infused with all that Kryptonian power. He's already that. He doesn't need to be a German Shepherd looking type of a dog. For him to be that cute and that adorable, and probably can the way he drags Superman's ass out of there. And I got a question for you. What do you think when he said? Because he said home. He says in that very next moment, He hands his cape over and he says, "Home, take me home."
Take me home.
What do you think he's going to take him? What's your theory? There's people wondering what does he mean? What is
I think
what is home?
You've got
in this moment.
3 potential options.
What do you think?
Depending on where they go with it.
Guess it depends on how hurt he is, right?
If he keeps, if he's trying to keep crypto manageable and keeps him in a fortress of solitude,
Yeah.
that's where he's going to take him. If crypto stays home with Paul Kent,
Right.
and that's where he kind of keeps crypto out of the main public eye, that's where he's going to take him.
Yeah.
Third option is if he's living with crypto in his apartment in Metropolis.
That'll be funny.
And
How are you going to get him in there?
he just through the wall,
window.
through the window.
Right.
Doesn't matter,
Right? That would be hilarious. Like what? Like he meant. Like I'm assuming it's going to depend on how hurt he is. If he's dying, he's got to go to the Fortress of Solitude. He's got to go there.
Yeah.
But if he takes him home, and that was why we saw that scene where he's hanging with Pa Kent. Maybe he meant the Fortress of Solitude, but he's like, oh no, well we're here now, so I guess
I mean,
I'll go to Kansas.
There's those the potential really funny nods that they could be dropping in there for crypto of him terrorizing Clark's apartment.
Yeah.
Crypto, you ate the wall again.
What would that pet deposit look like?
Yeah,
that's. I mean, that's my realtor brain kicking in.
I think they've got to throw that scene in there. They've got to at least throw something of that scene in there where he's like gets separation anxiety and throws a couch through the wall, or
oh geez,
there's got to be something like that, man. You got to put that in there.
And then that look at that old school TV looking at the camera thing. Crypto. That would be fun. That would be hilarious though. But a little, what's they call? It'd be a little meta. That's what they would call that.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get to my favorite shot of this trailer: the kaiju stomping on the background. Those air tanks. Those things would have exploded like right on on impact. Obviously, the visual of it was awesome, but those things would in real life. I think those things would have exploded like something like that hitting them. But this moment was the moment where I was like, oh no, James is bringing the action, because from that it went straight to this.
Yes.
What did you think about this scene?
Shot very visually dynamic, and I love the camera angles that he's choosing.
The stretched out leg.
The posture, that pose. I think great choice of
somebody joked that he broke her neck.
Ruthless.
I love the pose.
I love that. I love that scene right there was a great choice of hooks to set in a trailer. Where that scene alone is gonna set a lot of deep hooks and reel in a lot of customers into to pay for their tickets right there.
Yeah, that was the shot I was talking about, where I said that oh no, he's bringing the action. James Gunn is bringing it. And those awesome last minute saves and things like that. I feel like that was the shot that made me go, oh no, this is gonna be good. I can feel it. Then it cuts again. We got our little first glimpse at Lex Luthor. He sees Superman fly by. Maybe that was a nod to an old Superman property that was never made. It was going to be a movie called Superman Flyby. I forgot who was going to direct that. And because we see Superman fly by Lex, instantly pisses him off. Like this guy, he's supposed to be the man of tomorrow, right? But this damn alien, taking all the credit and whatnot. But I like Lex because he's, he fights for the ball guys. He's of Holt of is it Nicholas? Is it Nicholas Holt? I think this is his name. And
I think you're right.
Yeah. What do you think? You said you were talking about.
Yeah, I do like that actor, and I think he's definitely got the range to play this.
Mm-hmm.
And you always want to. I love a good villain. You always love a complicated villain that that always has good points and has like, man, he actually, you can sympathize with some of his thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, you're like, oh yeah, but he's definitely a bad guy. And you're like, oh man, he's so evil, but sometimes he makes good points. That's what will really sell a good villain. And I think this guy's really gonna knock that out of the park. I'm anxious to see how much, how much action he gets and how much chaos he can bring to the film.
Yeah. The let's see, what was the next scene that came up after that? Then there was the wide shot right there of LexCorp, and it led into the scene of him holding. And this is what made me think: is there going to be a series of flashbacks and things like that? Because we're obviously that's not the same moment where because he's wearing a different suit. He's got this gun, but I think these two scenes are happening. Like the LexCorp thing, I think that flyby moment is what was happening in that scene. But I think these other two scenes that we're seeing with the revolver and the moment where Superman was trapped into a place and he punched his way out, I think that's a flashback to something. So maybe this is a moment where Lex is remembering why he hates Superman. He had him trapped. Maybe he was going to test him out with a Kryptonian bullet or something, and Superman got pissed, punched his way out, and made him, look stupid or something like that. I don't know. Maybe this was the moment where he made Lex lose his hair or something like that. That's an old school villain origin story for Superman. He had a luscious long hair, and then Superman causes him to go bald, and you're like, that damn alien, But maybe not. Maybe I don't know. But I get a feeling that this is a flashback moment right here.
Yeah,
what do you think?
I definitely get the feeling that either we're going to see a lot of time skips, or this movie is going to cover, this is going to cover 20 years worth of storyline. Picked in those small bite-sized chunks,
right,
for everyone. And I think if someone can tie that in a way that you don't get disconnected and make sense, I believe it's gone.
Yeah. Agreed. Close off some of these windows here. It's gonna slows everything up. Let's see, what was the next one here? Next scene goes up real quick. We go into the little kid, because it was the trailer was going into the whole thing where people were whispering and saying Superman, the chant Superman. That was going on. That thing was happening. Another theory was that one of the reasons why maybe the people were upset with Superman was because maybe Lex Luthor or somebody did one of those things where, you cause chaos in two different places on the earth at the same time, because Superman, he's fast, but he can't be in two places at once. So maybe while, when it feels like in this scene, maybe this is a situation where these are refugees, maybe these people are being invaded, these countries, maybe there's a war going on. Maybe America's not supposed to get involved, and maybe it's political. Who knows what's going on here? And this kid calls Superman, and Superman decides to go. But maybe that was the moment where Lex was like, or whoever it was, decided now it's time to release that monster, because Superman's distracted over here, and I don't care how fast he is, that monster can knock down a few buildings real quick. It's like, and maybe that's why that guy was pissed. It's like, you were over there, and I think they said the name of it in the trailer, Borovis, the country of, it's probably a made up DC country, but you could have been saving us. You could have been saving Americans.
that has been a recurring theme, of seeing people get mad at Superman because they didn't save their loved one.
Yeah,
but you saved theirs.
Yeah.
Why didn't you save mine? And it's easy for them to place that blame, and it makes sense as a human to believe that someone would find a way to focus their anger and hate in that way mistakenly. But it still makes sense. In this moment, I do think that, you get to see that hope moment, and that looks like another save, and, some of the stuff that truly embodies the feeling of Superman. I believe that's what scenes like this are meant to achieve.
Yep. 100%. Exactly what we were talking about earlier. And then this guy right here, looks like he's mad that Superman wasn't making America great again or something like that. It was like he's really upset. That's why he's throwing that. What is that? Like a can of soup? Like, what is it?
Spam.
Something like that, right? But look at the faces, though. Look at it. I mean, it looks like the people are booing. Like the little girl at the bottom right, boo, boo. It really looks like whatever they're pissed off about.
Yeah,
they are pissed.
Yeah, you definitely get to feel that. Someone has portrayed him in a bad light. And the public is now latching onto that. I do think in the scene, though, when you look at him, he looks, older, haggard. You see, even the suit looks a little different here.
And I was about to bring that up because it's not shown until later on in the trailer, and I do have the clip. But I noticed that the suit was charred. It was burnt. And there is a scene later on. We'll get to it in a second. That's why I'm saying this trailer is obviously out of order. But I feel like it had to have been after he fought that kaiju that because it was fire breathing. And there is a very fast. There's a scene where he's going through fire a lot. So I'm thinking, and I'll pinpoint it, and I'll bring this back afterwards. But we're about to get to it too. But right after this moment, it looks like he's walking into this building. You see the police have to keep the people back because they are pissed off, and you can see that they're in the background. I believe their other arrow pointing right there, that they're still surrounding the building, mad for whatever reason. He's going into this building to, I guess, get some time. He looks like he's upset. Maybe he's disappointed with himself. He let the people down for whatever reason that they're upset with him for. It looks like he obviously is beating himself up as well. And this was the scene that leads into the first, and it shows Stag Industries. That's supposed to be. I don't know much about the Superman comic books, but I've heard other people talk about it. That Stag is the person who created a villain what's the character's name? Metamorpho, a scientist who I guess creates characters who or other heroes or villains that I guess face off with Superman. But obviously that's an Easter egg for the people who know a little bit more of the lore, the comic books more than me. But that's the people are saying that's why that shot was purposely, that Stag Industries was purposely.
Great product placement right there.
Yeah. And but then we get the first look at Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner, one of the Green Lantern, and we also see Hawk Girl, and we see this the first time we see Mr. Terrific. And my question to you is this, because in this moment, what he's doing in the trailer is he's putting tint up onto the window so the people that are outside, booing, can't look in. I'm assuming, but look at that look on his face. Does that look like frustration of the people giving Superman a hard time, or does that look like he wants privacy because he wants to yell at Superman himself?
And that could go either way. I mean, look at the expression, though. You can definitely tell he's
pissed.
His patience with the people out there is not his prime concern.
Right. Like he wants to have a word.
Yeah. And you can also see how fast he's moving up until that moment. He's taking 3 or 4 very fast steps before he does that.
Yeah.
So it definitely, adds to his aggravated state.
Yeah. And
that the haircut though is quite hilarious.
Yeah, and comic book accurate. So people are all like giving him a hard time about it, but like detractors, make up your mind. We don't want to take away from the source material. That haircut sucks.
Costuming, I think, is going to be really good on this too.
Yeah,
you look at like the jacket style is comic book
accurate. Yeah,
that kind of makes me happy that they're still giving that comic book feel.
It's a comic book brought to life.
Enough of a deviation to make it look, a little bit more modernized. But they still, keeping it true to the source material. It makes me happy.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. And then the scene cuts again. It looks like we're back in the Fortress of Solitude here in this moment, and people are talking about him crying over this robot. Like, what's going on? For all we know, this robot has probably been in the fortress with him, training him since day one. It could have been a robot that was brought with him from Krypton. It could have partially raised him with Ma and Pa Kent, for all we know. That robot, it could be a last connection that he has with Krypton, and seeing it destroyed is probably an emotional thing. We don't know what's going on, or it could just be his favorite robot that he built when he was, when he was 10 years old. Who knows? But
there was what was the one of the villains?
The one with the kryptonite in his chest, that robot. Oh no, I don't think that's him. That can't be him. I don't think so. I mean, this is the Fortress of Solitude, and what was that? Was it Metallo? Was that his name?
I think so.
Yeah, Metallo. No, I don't get a Metallo vibe from this. This seems like a guard. I don't know. But no, who knows? I didn't see anything in casting as far as Metallo. There was Metamorpho, but no Metallo. And then moving on, the scene cuts into a big, wide, beautiful shot of the young lady that's playing Hawk Girl. I'm assuming coming down to help with that monster in the city.
Yeah, the kaiju.
Yeah, the kaiju. Maybe Green Lantern and Hawk Girl weren't getting the job done fast enough, and maybe that's why Superman had to step in. And maybe that's why Nathan was pissed. Like, I had it. Like, what do you think?
You trooped on my my save.
Yeah, you always come in and steal my thunder right here. But there's the shot right there, and I had the arrow pointed to it because
I know a lot of cosplayers are going to be very happy that they get to see some Hawk Girl.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But this caught you right here, blowing fire right there on Superman, and obviously that's why his cape was all messed up. That has to be it.
Sense.
That has to be the moment. Because let me show you, because it cuts to this scene right here. And I know that Superman man in there. He's getting burnt to a crisp. And there's another callback to it a little bit later after that. But immediately after this shot, we get a picture of the actor that's playing that character, Metamorpho. He can, I believe, is it Metamorpho is his name? And he any element, any liquid gas and all that, he can create anything with using chemistry or whatnot. His whole body is like a giant chemistry set or something like that. Like he can create kryptonite if he wants. If he knows the elements that it takes, he can create any oxygen, helium, anything. And
I think he's definitely a good a MacGuffin, right, to put in.
Yeah,
because he's got a lot of versatility to fill. Yeah, any need or any slot that you need him to present on film. Exactly. So wise decision, and I think it's going to give a lot of fan service to a lot of these characters as well. 100%. I wonder who they.
I'll pull up the cast in a minute. We're almost there. But it's an actor that it's been in the DC world for a lot. He was the bald man who he was an actor who lost his hair because of a disease. He was in the Gotham TV series. He was in. He's been in a lot of things. I'll show you if you've seen Gotham, the TV series, you'll recognize him when you see him. That then it goes into the shot where Superman is fighting this other superpowered person. People believe that's is it Ultraman? I think is that because he has the U on his chest. If that's the name of it, I believe that's who that could be there. And I had other picks from there as well. But this is where it ends off. The trailer ends with a shot of Mr. Terrific. Looks like he's protecting some woman in this little force field, and then these guys are just shooting at him. I don't know what country that would be. I don't know if this is supposed to be Arizona. Maybe this is Afghanistan. I don't know. This is somewhere, but that's pretty much close to where the trailer kind of ends off at, and then it really ends where it shows Superman and Lois kissing, embracing that released image of Superman putting his boot on and that thing, whatever was happening in the background and whatnot. That seems to be it's in the movie. 100%. That shot is in the movie. I was like, that weird thing that was in the background, whatever was happening out there was happening. I was like, that's interesting. So
that's another humanizing moment, showing him putting on a boot. Yeah, that's something where it grounds the character. Yeah,
instead of spinning into a tornado and magically.
Good use of a scene. It's like he puts on the first thing pops in your head is he puts on his boot just like I do.
Yeah, he puts his underwear outside of his pants one leg at a time, like all of us do, right? But yeah, that's that I like I said, I love this trailer. I had a blast with it. Guys, let us know what you guys think about the Superman trailer. What was your favorite scene moment? What are your thoughts on it? And getting into the cast, I can look them up real fast. The Superman cast, I'll try to pull them up here, but from what we see here, and I know I usually have a bigger monitor, so I'm sorry about that. You can, maybe I should slide the monitor over into the center it a little bit better next time. But we got your Clark, your Lois, your Lex Luthor. I don't know I believe that the lady in the blue dress right there, I think she's playing Miss what did Lex scream? What was her name? Miss Tessmacher? Miss Tessmacher? I think that's Miss Tessmacher. That's Jimmy. There's Mr. Terrific. This villain right here, this lady next, I forgot the name. Guys, if you're in the chat, if you remember the and I'm trying to pull it up. Superman cast. Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner. And what do we have here? Hawk Girl and You probably can't see the image of that actor. I'm trying to see if I can pull the cast up, because you'll know him if you've seen what wasn't in the trailer. There you go. What wasn't in Millie Alcock from House of Dragons as Supergirl was not in the trailer. They announced her as being super, but she wasn't shown in the trailer. We have Nicholas Hoult, engineer, who this character right here in the middle, right next to Mr. Terrific, is character is called the engineer. I don't know much about her. That might be Car Grant from the other that other newspaper that was heavily featured in the Supergirl TV series, played by Miss Ally McBeal. What's her name in real life? Car Grant, because I don't recognize the name Grant. Grant.
Okay, now I recognize this guy.
There you go, Anthony Metamorpho. Anthony, what is it? Kerrigan? Yeah. Great actor. Oh yeah, Rick Flag is gonna be in it. Rick Flag Senior. Not the guy that Peacemaker killed. That's the dad. Rick Flag Senior is gonna, and his
nice tie-in. Gotta like some Frank Grillo.
Yeah, Frank Grillo, man. Frank Grillo, I love Frank Grillo, man. And I'm thinking he's voicing Rick Flag on the cartoon that's on Max right now. I haven't started watching it yet, but we got, who else do we have here? We have Skyler, who's playing Jimmy. What was that movie that he was in with Jennifer Aniston with what was that comedy? He was in, like, they were driving in a
RV,
in the RV and all that. He was very funny in that. I think that was him. I remember him from Sandra Clarito's Diet. What was that TV series on Netflix where Drew Barrymore was like a zombie type of a person, and he was one of the neighbors or something like that. I remember him from that.
So Wendell Price,
It's Perry Mason. They're keeping Perry black.
He's Perry White. Okay.
Playing Perry White, and he's black on the cartoon, the new cartoon that's on Max right now. So for some,
he plays a gristled old fart, so really well. So I think he's.
If you love him in Suits, you will love if he's anything like his character from Suits, he's a perfect Perry White. He's a perfect Perry White.
Agreed.
Oh no, there's Martha. There she is. I still feel like it's going to be a flashback, and she's going to be out of here real fast.
And Alan,
we're going to get to that. There's a theory. That's going to be in our rumors and spec, but
they're not showing his.
They're not showing. Yeah, Alan. What's his name? Alan.
Who? I keep forgetting his name. He was in Firefly. He's
currently in Alien, Resident Alien.
Yep.
Hilarious dude.
Yeah,
man.
he is
unknown role. Guy. Unknown. I have a theory. Who he's playing. Let's get to it real fast. The next thing, one quick scene I want to show you guys real fast. The Superman trailer has also broken into our real world here. Honestly, it was reported on CNN that it caused a lot of work disruptions. People watch it. I can attest to that because I was watching it at work when I wasn't supposed to be. But but I thought that was just funny. I was just throwing that in for no reason at all. But here we go. Alan Tudyk, is that his name?
I forget how to say his last name.
From Deadline, I believe it says here. It says that Alan Tudyk's playing a secret role in James Gunn's Superman. According to The Dish, I think he's playing Brainiac. That's my theory. He voices that robot from Star Wars, the Rogue One, I believe, that robot. So
he would make a great Brainiac.
I believe he's Brainiac.
I bet you're right, man.
I would love it.
And that makes sense because.
You guys share your theories and rumors as well.
They would not want to spoil that. They would want to hold that that appearance back, far the theater.
Yeah,
for that surprise.
Exactly where I was going. I'm thinking that Brainiac is the Thanos of this DCU. I think he's going to be in the shadows for little hints here and there, pulling the strings, and then maybe by the second or third one. Then he'll go full Brainiac on everybody's ass and try to shrink the city or something. I don't know. I have a feeling. He's Brainiac and he's pulling every string.
That sure sounds like a good fit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my theory. Any rumors or any speculations that you have for the that you've heard or that you or what do you want to see?
No, man, but
Did you like that one?
I like that one the most, actually.
Yeah.
I think he would make a great Brainiac.
Yeah.
And I think this would be a good opportunity to bring that character in in a meaningful way.
Yeah.
Whether or not they make him the big bad or if he actually just gets if we're seeing time skips throughout, the Superman timeline, you got to give Brainiac his 15 minutes of fame.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah, there's got to be a reason why they didn't name it. I'm stuck on that now. The second I saw his face, I was like, oh no, he's got to be Brainy. He can do it. He can do it. I think we're still continuing on and going up, and let's go into your guys' comments real fast. I'll start with what you guys are saying right here. Ricky Bruh says this looks very hopeful and filled with optimism. Superman is the personification of good. Kevin Davis says, with Mufasa the Lion King bomb at the box office, Disney pulling back on showing diversity and inclusion in their films and TV shows cater to conservative families just to make money. That doesn't have anything to do with the topic we're talking about. But then he continues on. People are rooting for James Gunn. Finally, they're getting a win for DC. I liked James Gunn's as far as win, I mean, Peacemaker is crushing it. Critically, Suicide Squad was I thought it was way better than the first one in my opinion. I mean, but Peacemaker is crushing it. So I'm thinking that's that was his first win in my opinion for DC. He continues on. Kevin Davis says that Superman, Fantastic Four, First Steps, Thunderbolts will make money. Audience is going to reject Anthony Mackie's Captain America: Brave New World, no matter if it's good or decent. I agree. They're gonna. Well, I agree. Him as Captain America, but we know that Captain America's coming back anyway. I mean, it was always meant. I think it was always meant to be temporary. But who else but Anthony Mackie? But I mean, that as far as to replace him as Captain America, who else but Falcon? I mean, just because that's what happened in the comic book. I think that movie will do good because I feel like they're going back to we're getting off subject here, but I feel like they're going back to that Winter Soldier feel. I mean, I know there's going to be a Hulk running around, but still, I feel like it feels gritty to me. I don't know why I feel that way, but that's how I feel about it. But you think, but like just like what Kevin said, you think do you think Superman will make money? Do you think does it need to make $1 billion?
It needs to be a win for them. Whether or not it's
what does that look like?
Whether or not it's licensing money or box office dollars, they need to do well. And depending on when the release of this is and timing, and
I think July,
and economy, there's a lot of things that are going to roll into that. But just gauging from the interest that's already populated, I think it'll do.
I mean, looking at what the damn trailer did alone, I mean, come on, it did the John Wick thing with the dog. You know, everybody loved that dog from the Baby Groot thing. But there's some comments that are coming out via Twitter. Let's see. Someone says, "I'm so hyped for this. I only wish that Pattinson's Batman would be included in Superman's universe." There's a theory. What do you? Okay, what odds do you give it? Batman is included, and whether it's somewhere in as a mention or a end credit scene or something like that. Does Batman come in to play it? It won't. I don't think it'll be Pattinson, but do you think Batman comes in?
I mean, it wouldn't take much to have a Wayne Enterprises sign in the back.
Yeah, that's a nod.
Yeah, I think that if we don't get a nod of some sort like that, I would be surprised. Yeah. Do I think Pattinson's going to pop up? Absolutely.
No way. Doesn't fit. To me, doesn't. No, that Batman does not fit in this universe.
Different field, different world.
Yeah, that's an Elseworld Batman.
Yeah, it to me
that's like Lady Gaga showing up as Harley Quinn.
That's like seeing The Rock in a musical.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Yeah,
like,
right. Yeah, doesn't fit.
No, that's not quite copacetic. Yeah,
but I don't know. But he wouldn't. I don't think he's going to be included in that one. Another comment came in. So that was from the positive side of it. Let's go into the other side of it. What from what's his Cree in the Forest of Solitude says, number one, not smiling. Number two, that curl lock seems so odd. Number three, the suit looks garbage. Let me show you who the real Superman is, and they show Henry Cavill. Hashtag Henry Cavill. This is a Henry Cavill. Okay, let me go off on a little bit on the Henry Cavill thing. When Henry Cavill was cast as Superman, and when that movie first came out, the second Superman saved the world from General Zod and all those Kryptonians, the one thing everybody kept dinging the whole movie on, and that movie didn't get that high of a score, was Superman doesn't kill. Oh my god! And nobody had a good answer to how was he supposed to stop General Zod? Nobody. Well, he should have just found a way. And then people criticized him for the fact that he didn't smile. He was too dark. Henry Cavill was given a lot of shit when he was when Man of Steel first came out. That's why we never got a Man of Steel 2. Batman vs Superman was supposed to be Man of Steel 2, but we never got a proper Man of Steel 2 and then they tried to not use Henry Cavill as much because of how bad he was being, treated in the eyes of public opinion and online a lot. Warner Brothers didn't even want to bring him out anymore.
Yeah, I kind of think it boils into the right tool for the right job, and I think the Man of Steel, the darker feel, the more adult feel to it, was what the public was looking for at the time. But
when Marvel was being more successful with the lighter stuff, because they marketed it where they're going to do the fun light stuff, where we're going to be more dark and down to earth, and I feel like that was the plan, stick to the plan. But then they felt like, oh no, we got to catch up to Marvel. We got to just lighten it up a little bit with Suicide Squad. I feel like then they were all over the place. That's just my opinion. But go ahead. I'm sorry, I interrupted.
Yeah, I think they might have deviated from what the audience was looking for a little bit, and just the fervor for it died down. But I think the audience is primed and right for that different feel, that more comic, accurate, different telling of the world. It's like like a movie that's got, that James Cameron or something has got, you can tell that feel, like a Michael Bay film.
Yeah. You can feel it.
You feel the atmosphere. They each have their own flavor. It's like, Coke versus Pepsi and Dr. Pepper, they taste different. And they all have a different world that they live in.
Right.
And I think the audience is primed for this particular flavor of content. And I think that the fact the trailer did so well
proves that.
Yeah, it's kind of proved that theory to some extent. And it's also from a studio standpoint, by this not being an R film and stuff like that, you're looking at a broader audience that can go view this film,
right?
And you're almost guaranteed more money. And if that works, and you see it, that a lot of movies that are PG-13, it still appeal to the adults, still appeal to the younger generation, and the kids can go see it, and everybody's happy.
Everybody's happy. What do you think? It's fair for what this person said here? Not smiling. That was the same criticism that they said for Henry Cavill, sad Superman, and Ben Affleck, Ben Affleck when that was in that interview. What is it with you guys and thinking? And then on the very next movie that he did, and Superman started smiling. Henry Cavill's character started smiling more and cracking jokes a little bit more. And what you guys are just pretending like you didn't criticize the Man of Steel for it being too dark and not uplifting. Do you think this is James Gunn we're talking about? This Superman's gonna smile. This Superman's gonna crack a joke. Something's gonna. Yeah. James Gunn is known for the silly. He's going to do it. But I think he just wanted to get our attention with this trailer, and it worked. So what is it up with guys with Superman and not smiling? Like what is he's gonna smile? Why? It's like the construction worker cat call. Hey, honey, why don't could you imagine Superman flying by? Hey, sweetheart, why don't you smile? Like what? Like I just got shot with a kryptonite bullet. What the hell's wrong with you? But the suit looks like garbage. That curl lock seems so odd. I don't know. Has to be a troll tweet. If you don't know about Superman's curl lock, then you don't know about Superman. Like that. That has to be a troll. I'm sorry. That's a troll tweet. There's another Snyderverse type of tweet here. It's the downgrade is incredible. We went from Man of Steel to Super L. Hashtag Henry Cavill Superman. The downgrade. The movie hasn't even come out yet, and it's already a downgrade. So it's like just. What do you? I mean,
everyone's entitled to their opinion. Like I said, the people who drink Coke and you tell them to drink a Pepsi, they want to punch you in the face.
They will punch you. Yeah.
And the same thing,
get that swill out of my house.
It's different, it's different flavors, so everyone
tastes great.
Everyone's entitled to their opinion, and your opinion.
No, these people are entitled to their own facts. No,
they think, yeah. But he doesn't have to buy a ticket, right?
Right. And I saw tweets like that. I'm definitely not going to watch it. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You saw the trailer. You're gonna go. You're gonna go because it's gonna be an event. I think this movie's gonna do well. I think James Gunn has earned he's earned not loyal. I won't say loyalty, but he's earned some interest. We can. I'm gonna definitely just put the name. It's funny to me how James Gunn has become one of those directors now where the director's name is bigger than any of the actors' name in it.
It's because it gets into known quantities, man.
Yeah.
Like because we've had failed intellectual property and failed content in the past, that is that enough of the audience has been like, oh, that sucked an egg.
Right.
Yeah. So. Where, now you have some of these directors that are attached to projects and they're like, everything this guy's done has worked.
Yeah.
He hasn't, and you can tell some of those guys that truly stick to their guns.
Yeah.
As far as their idealism, their content, and they managed to bring to screen what they envisioned. I think that's only natural for that to people to associate that with a name now.
Yeah. All of you fandom menace guys out there you guys all do the same thing. You hate and bash on the current Star Wars movie until the next Star Wars movie. Then you start finding redemption in the last Star Wars movie that you were just bashing a second ago. It was so funny how when The Rise of Skywalker came out, then all of a sudden The Last Jedi was like, there was some redeeming qualities. All of the redeeming qualities were not there until before the Rise of Skywalker came out. But when you had something to hate on it against, and then all of a sudden like, there's some redeeming quality.
Have you watched Skeleton Crew yet?
I've just finished episode 1. I'm not going through it as fast as I want to be, and I'm loving it and whatnot. But I'm upset because I wanted to watch it with my kids, and they won't watch Star Wars with me anymore. So I'm I'm like dragging my feet because I know my kids will like it, but they don't want to give me a chance. I should just punish them and make them watch it. But that's not a damn punishment. Damn kids, they're grounded. But no, but yeah, but it's like, but yeah, people were, you're right. They were waiting to bash that one, but then they realized how awesome it was. I haven't heard too many.
There's a reason why why we have different fandoms. Mm-hmm. Everyone has different tastes, and man, it's perfectly fine to not like a film. There's been a lot of stuff that's been stellar, and I didn't like it because it's not my particular flavor of tea.
Not your jam, right?
Yeah. So, but that doesn't mean I can't appreciate the content and the skill that went into something like that,
right?
And I'm not gonna trash. I'm like, I wish it was for more adult or whatever, but it can still be good. I can appreciate good work no matter what type of content.
Yeah. Hey, Superman, why don't you smile some more, sweetheart? Like, yeah, right. Yeah, right. It's weird. I don't know why people are being so weird about it, but I think people are just nowadays just saying things just for the clicks. It's the cool thing to now that release the Snyder Cut is such a movement now. It's like no matter how awesome this movie is, people are still gonna say release the Snyder Cut. Snyder did it, but you didn't support Snyder that much when it was in its heyday. But you had your chance. You didn't. Hey Nixon, how you doing? How you been? What do you think about the Superman trailer? You joined us right at the end of the program. We just finished wrapping things up. So share your thoughts. What did you think about the Superman trailer? Are you excited to see it? Are you looking forward to it? But before we go off, and I know this was mainly the topic was about the upcoming Superman movie, the trailer, and the breakdown of that, and our thoughts on it. But any other topics you want to cover?
I did. There was one other trailer. I know that's probably a lot of people are talking a lot of controversy about as well. But the Snow White trailer.
Yeah.
So I did see that for the first time this weekend, and I thought it looked really neat.
When is that movie coming out?
I don't know.
I'll look that up. I'll look it up real fast. Yeah.
I did think that some of the realism, some of the actual footage, the actual people, not a lot of CGI in the first half of the trailer until you got to the dwarves. I was really, really happy with that, and I like the actors that they got in there is pretty stellar.
March,
and some of the interactions between the Queen and Snow White, really, really, really felt really interesting to see. I was doing really well until I got to the Seven Dwarfs part.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that hyper realism leading into the CGI of the dwarfs, to me, because I'm only getting snippets of it in the trailer, it felt very like a different world pretty quick.
Yeah.
I think
like saying like it didn't fit with the
yeah, somewhat, having that hyper realism and then having the CG put in there can be a bit distracting if it feels like two separate worlds.
Yeah.
If they don't merge it really well. So I'm hoping
you're hoping that was like just because it was the footage.
Just because I'm not getting enough backstory.
You're hoping the final cut might do it, blend it a little bit better.
Yeah, and I'm not, you're not getting the content. If they smooth it in and really make that.
You don't think it's going to be like a Sonic, ugly Sonic kind of a change, right?
I didn't want to say it, but that's in the back of my mind. That's what I was thinking. The CGI characters can sometimes work well, but if it feels like you're watching two different films,
it's jarring.
It's jarring, and it takes you away from the immersion.
Yeah.
So as long as they can ride that line and get that right, I'll be pretty happy with that. And it's Disney, man. They're going to make some money off that film.
Yeah.
Just from what they've got, but I do hope that they can finesse that a little bit better from what I saw in the trailer.
The thing that stood out to me was I didn't buy that playing the Queen was Wonder Woman.
Gal Gadot.
I don't buy that she's not the fairest woman in the land. I'm sorry. She's Gal Gadot. I'm sorry. There's no way Gal Gadot is jealous of some. You got some real deep. So now Gal Gadot has to make me believe that she's that insecure because the evil queen is a very insecure, very jealous, very petty, very murdery woman there. So I'm not saying that the woman playing Snow White isn't beautiful, but I'm just saying that's Gal Gadot. I'm like, come on, you gotta really make me believe that Gal Gadot is.
I am excited to see how she plays that part.
Yeah.
Because really selling her idiosyncrasies and her flaws, in the way she portrays that on film, I think is really gonna make or break whether or not, like Maleficent, like Angelina Jolie did. She made you understand her character, and she brought in a lot of those personality flaws in a way that you could connect with, even if she's evil, whatever. But you still recognize the traits and the tics and all that as being felt natural, felt believable.
Nick,
I'm hoping that's where they go with it.
Nixon continues on. Did y'all catch the Grodd may be the villain 3? The villain there was an article of him in the paper. Grodd, which Grodd from?
That was a Superman villain, but I don't remember a whole lot about Grodd.
I didn't hear
the big ape guy. That was Grodd, wasn't it?
I think so. Is that
the super smart ape?
Yeah. Let's see. Bamacles. I miss. Was that Bamacles? I'm sorry. I'm usually pull up the. I don't have the app up so I can pull up the chat better than this. Bamacles. I miss Snow White. Chris put it up. Let's see. And she laughs about the for me thing. It definitely doesn't feel as real as Wicked watching it now. What do you think? What do you as far as the trailer, I guess, for the snow? Maybe
yeah. Well, Wicked, they definitely blended the CG.
I still haven't watched it.
A little bit better.
Yeah. You got to catch it. You got to watch Wicked.
No. I'm sorry, not Wicked. I'm thinking Maleficent.
Don't think about Maleficent.
No, I have not watched Wicked yet. It's still on my to do.
She goes, "Oh my God, the Seven Dwarfs are so awkward." and she says, "Yes, the gorilla was Grodd for context." Yeah. If there's anybody that's going to put Grodd in the movie, it's James Gunn. James Gunn will do that. So I would not be surprised. I'm still thinking that.
Grodd played a pretty good villain. I liked Grodd.
Yeah, but was he a Flash? Was he a Flash villain? Was that not?
He was Flash villain too.
Yeah. Okay. No. Let's see. I'm looking forward to it. All right, guys. And earlier we were talking about I was thinking that the the secret character that was not that wasn't listed. What was his name? Alan Tudyk. I think he's Brainiac. So that's my working theory right there.
Grodd.
Oh, what if he's Grodd? Alan Tudyk. I'm hoping he's Brainiac. And just for context, let me go back to the clip that I showed. Let me see if it's there. This is the actor we're talking about.
Sound like if he plays Grodd, we owe Nixon a treat. If it's Brainiac, I think I owe you a whiskey.
Yeah, you think so? Is that the question? Is that what the statement meant? Do you think that he might be? Could he be playing Grodd? I mean, he comes off that he on Resident Alien. He's that pompous, smarter than everybody. But then again, so is Brainiac. I mean, it's in the name, Brainiac. But either or, I mean, both super smart characters. It's when Peter is walking into the office. Someone's holding a paper, and the article is a headline about Grodd. Okay.
Even if it's just a nod,
even if it's just an Easter egg. Okay. I'm gonna have to go back and check it out. Yeah, appreciate the context of it. But that's it, guys. That's the whole show. We just made it just more focused, mostly on the the Superman, James Gunn Superman 2025 trailer. We shared our thoughts. We went over some rumors and things like that. So, guys, if you're catching this after the stream, share your theories, your rumors, that you've heard. What do you speculate? What's going to go on? Are you excited to see David Cornsweet as the Man of Steel? And are you looking forward to, or do you think you might not watch this one for reasons? Let us know in the comments below. As I always say, let's always keep talking. And I want to thank my co-host for today. I want to thank Robert Reed. Guys, if you want to follow him, Robert, where can people follow you online?
You find me in the socials at RXR Props.
And if you want to find me, you can go to Chris W. Fagan here at T3 Media Studios. And we are also now streaming on Kick. That's something cool. And guys, follow us on all the socials as I say. And until next time, guys, have a good one. Appreciate you guys in the comments. And Dixon, welcome back. And we'll see you next time. Thank you guys for watching our video. I really do appreciate it. Remember, you can support our show by becoming a member or a Patreon. So click the subscribe button. Don't forget to ring the bell for notifications so you'll never miss out on when we go live or post new content. Let's stay connected, grow this community together. Like, subscribe, comment, and let's keep talking.